Namaste. Today we are going to talk about spring regimen. Some of you who are new to the seasonal regimen, so the most important thing here is to understand why do we recommend seasonal regimen. The reason we recommend seasonal regimen is only to maintain our health, because throughout the year certain things are happening to our body. Like from the season point of view, every season has some impact on us, and we understand it from a perspective that okay, it's winter, so there's dryness on my skin, so this dryness will get reduced by applying some oil. So in the same way, when the summer comes, we think it's hot, so we need to cool down ourselves by drinking something cooling. But seasonal regimen is far beyond just these few things. Seasonal regimen is basically important to maintain our health, and maintenance of the health becomes the most important part in our life. So maintenance of health is the first thing, and then improving the quality of our tissues, which means improving the quality of our life. That is our main goal in our life, and Ayurveda helps us to do it in this particular way. So seasonal regimen becomes the first part or the first thing which helps us to maintain our health. So when we talk about different seasons, each season has some impact on our body. So usually when we follow the seasonal regimen throughout the year, we in a way prevent so many diseases. But those of us or some of us who don't follow seasonal regimen, or those who were never aware of following seasonal regimen, get different kinds of diseases. So for some of them it could be allergies, for some of them it could be different body ache, different pains or breathlessness. So that kind of things, they get manifested in certain seasons. So specifically today we are going to talk about spring season. So spring as we know, it's the one of the best seasons throughout the year. In spring we have got nice blooming trees, wonderful flowers, sweet fruits. So all these things are there in the nature. But the problem is that some of us cannot enjoy it because of the problems which we call as allergies. So it comprises of cold, cough, even some kind of fever. So these are the things which we commonly get during this particular period. And that's why the name also is very specific for that kind of allergy. We call it as spring allergies. So these spring allergies, we blame it everything on the spring. We blame it on pollens, we blame it on the flowers. But the real thing is, rather than blaming it outside, we should inculcate a habit to look inside. So whatever the problem we are facing, the reason could be something inside. So the reason what Ayurveda understands for these kinds of things is mainly the phlegm, or in Ayurvedic words we call it kapha. So the phlegm gets generated, that kapha gets generated in our body, and that kapha is creating the problem. To understand this particular concept, we'll go a step behind and we'll talk about winter for a minute. So when we say winter, winter is the time which is cooling around us, so cold weather, everything is cold, so that tends to increase kapha in our body. So this kapha which keeps increasing in our body, so that kapha will get a chance to liquefy when it gets some warmth. And when the spring comes, the sun comes out, and the sun, that warmth, allows this accumulated kapha to liquefy. And this liquefied kapha tries to ooze out from the body in different ways. Now, this is the time we need to support it by following a very specific regimen. This is a very natural process which is happening to all of us. The only thing is that we do not support it. In fact, we create different problems related to it. So when the sun comes out, we always think that okay, now the winter is gone, so let me have some ice cream, let me have some yogurt, let me have some frozen yogurt. So these are the things which again lead us towards the problems, towards different kinds of allergies. The ideal regimen, what we are supposed to do is, we have to support this excessive phlegm which is trying to ooze out from the body. We need to have that kind of regimen that will be opposite to that particular kapha. So the way we can do it is that we can choose certain kinds of foods, certain kinds of regimen that will support this particular season. So the best way is that we should be eating something which is drying in nature. So something which is drying will help to reduce that excessive phlegm in our body. So that excessive phlegm, once it gets under control, once we have a check on it, so then the chances of having different kinds of allergies, different kinds of cold, sinusitis, these kinds of problems will be minimized. Now, when we talked about winter, for the winter regimen, specific thing what we mentioned is like with the food intake, whatever food you're eating, that is going to support your system, support your body. But the most important thing mentioned in winter regimen is that you have to have good amount of exercise throughout the season. Some of us follow it, but some of us don't follow it. So that allows excessive phlegm to get accumulated in the body. So now winter is gone, it's the springtime, so that phlegm is in our body. So having the food which is dry in nature, the food which is dominant of bitter taste, food which is dominant of astringent and pungent taste, so that kind of food will be good to control the kapha in our body. So these kinds of foods will be beneficial. So in our regular diet, I'm going to talk about certain important things or certain common things what we see as a particular food which will help to alleviate kapha. So the most common thing would be bitter melon. Bitter melon is a vegetable which we commonly eat, or I would say we should commonly eat. So that kind of bitter melon which is bitter in taste helps us to keep control over kapha. At the same time, fenugreek leaves. So this kind of green vegetable that has the bitter taste, and this bitter taste will help us to control the phlegm in our body. Along with that, in the grains, if you see, we can eat barley, which is specifically good to reduce kapha, to reduce the phlegm. Then use of wheat, use of rice. So these are the things which will be beneficial for our body. Now wheat and rice, we also use them in winter also. But what we can do is we can make certain changes in the recipes with these particular grains. So the best thing what we can do is whenever we are using rice, so it's always better to roast the rice grains and then cook the rice and then eat that. So that particular processing which is done on the rice, so that helps us to create lightness in our body, to create dryness in our body, which basically helps to reduce the phlegm. Now along with that, the other things which are equally important are pulses or lentils, and the commonest one is mung beans. So mung beans are known to have a very good effect on excessive fluid in the body, excessive phlegm in the body, excessive kapha in the body. So what we can do is we can make use of mung beans in our diet. So we can make a khichdi which has mung beans, which has rice in a very specific way. So you cook them together, and that particular khichdi will be beneficial to keep your kapha under control. Now this is very important, otherwise people get various kinds of problems. So this is something which is important. Now along with that, when we talk about recipes, the other necessary thing for most of the recipes is use of spices. So spices are like small bundles of herbs. So we use them in moderate quantity or in the right quantity, I would say, and then that will have the benefit in our body. So we can use certain spices like turmeric, mustard seeds, we can use cumin seeds, we can use hing, even we can use fenugreek seeds. So these are the spices which have bitterness, bitter taste, which have pungent taste and even astringent taste. So these tastes together will have a very good impact on our body to keep kapha under control, and this will be beneficial to keep all the diseases away from our body. In other words, it will improve our resistance capacity. So use of these spices will always be beneficial. Now, for some of you who may not be used to using spices, or now you might be thinking of using them, so the best option is use a mixture of spices. We have made it here, which we call it as Vedika spice mix. So you can get it from here, which will be specific kind of spices specially made for the spring season. So these spices, you can use them in your recipes, in your cooking, and that can have the benefit for overall health. Now, apart from these things, there are a few other things which are equally important, which is having hot water. So drinking hot water is something which is always beneficial for our body. The reason is hot water is always going to support our digestive fire, digestive capacity, and when you drink hot water, our digestion becomes good, our digestive capacity is good. So that's another way to have a check on your kapha, to have a check on your phlegm. So having good Agni is always beneficial. So for that, drinking hot water becomes inevitable in this particular season. So that becomes an important factor. Along with that, honey. Honey is very important thing which is good for having good control over kapha or the phlegm. So people who get different kinds of allergies, during the allergy also, hot water is one thing on one hand which is beneficial for the allergies. In the same way, honey is also beneficial for keeping control over these allergies. Excuse me. Now the other important thing some of you might be thinking, or some of you might come up with this question, is that whether to mix honey with hot water. So now these are the two different things. Both have the best efficacy or the best effects, but when you combine these two things, they don't go very well with each other. So that becomes an incompatible combination. So that is why we always mention that honey should never be mixed with anything hot. It could be hot water, it could be hot milk, hot tea, anything. So honey should be taken separately and hot water should be taken separately. Now the other specific thing about honey is that we are specifically recommending honey which is 6 months old, or which is at least 6 months old. The reason we recommend this kind of honey is because this particular honey has more capacity to reduce phlegm. And our purpose right now here is to reduce the phlegm. So that's why we are focusing on honey which is 6 months old. And you can get it from a store or you can find a honey which is back on the shelf and you can pick it up. So then you can use that. Or the other option is you can buy the honey, store it for a few days and you can use it next year. So this way you can have honey which is 6 months old, at least 6 months old. Now, along with these things, the other important thing, which is like we actually use this particular herb as an Ayurvedic herb for curing, for treating various respiratory disorders. But right now, this particular herb can be taken as a prevention also. And that herb is called as Tulsi, Indian basil. So this Indian basil has amazing capacity to strengthen the respiratory system. So in a way we can prevent different kinds of diseases, different kinds of problems which are going to get manifested in the respiratory system. So having 3 leaves of Tulsi will be beneficial to prevent these kinds of diseases. Like you can have a control over phlegm, you can prevent these diseases, and along with that you can strengthen your respiratory system. So having 3 leaves of Tulsi will always be beneficial to strengthen your respiratory system. So now Indian basil is something which can be found in Indian store, or the other option is you can get powder of Indian basil. So either way is fine and you can use it during this particular period to maintain your health. Now when we do these things, we can certainly prevent these kinds of different kinds of ailments related to kapha. One last thing, but the most important thing, is taking naps, which is like a very favorite thing for some of us who really enjoy taking naps throughout the year. But let me make it very clear to you that taking naps throughout the year is never mentioned in Ayurveda. Ayurveda in fact restricts taking naps. The reason is because it tends to increase kapha in your body. So it tends to increase phlegm in your body. So this phlegm, this kind of kapha which is increased by taking naps is certainly harmful throughout the year, but more specifically in spring season. Because spring is the season we are just controlling the phlegm, and if we start taking naps, so that will increase the phlegm. So it's like we are inviting so many allergies by taking naps. So we have to avoid that very specifically. Now there's another thing, that taking nap, taking daytime sleep is always beneficial in summer when it's super hot, when it's dry. So at that time our body needs it. But we'll discuss these things in our later sanghas. But right now you focus on these specific things, have good amount of exercise, have specific kind of foods what we have discussed, and thoroughly enjoy the spring season, enjoy the fruits, enjoy the flowers, and stay healthy. Thank you.